Gathered tonight to remember a young boy hit and killed while crossing a street after a baseball game. Next.
Protected by Simparica Trio, and he's in it to win it. Simparica Trio is the first chew with triple protection. Oh, fleas and ticks. Intestinal worms. Whoa, heartworm disease. No problem with Simparica Trio. This drug class has been associated with neurologic adverse reactions, including seizures. Used with caution in dogs with a history of these disorders. For winning protection, go with Simparica Trio.
What causes a curve down there? Can it be treated?
Stop typing and start talking. It could be a medical condition called Peyronie's disease, or PD, and it could be treated without surgery. Find a specialized urologist who can diagnose PD and build a treatment plan with you. Visit makeapdplan.com today.
Medifax, healthcare information.
Looking for a moisturizer that does more than just moisturize? Try Olay Regenerist for 10 benefits in every jar. Olay visibly firms, lifts, and smooths wrinkles by penetrating the skin to boost regeneration at the surface cellular level. Try Olay.
Colbert's got RuPaul tonight on CBS.
There is an assault on the truth. Not your truth or my truth, but the truth. But what does the evidence say? When people see this lab, I want them to know we get it right.
A new CSI Vegas, Sunday on CBS and streaming on Paramount Plus.
Check your cameras. Trust only the best. Protect your family, home, or business with 24/7 armed response.
Perimeter secure.
Remember, AmeriGuards it.
Get the latest breaking news at yourcentralvalley.com and your pinpoint weather forecast every day. CBS 47 is always available at yourcentralvalley.com. This is Murrow and Emmy Award-winning CBS 47 Eyewitness News at 11.
That you as a community, you showed up. You showed up to support the family in more ways than one.
Tonight, family, friends, classmates, and teammates gathered in Sanger to remember 10-year-old Jamison Doyle. The 10-year-old was hit and killed last Thursday while crossing a street after baseball practice. Sanger, as you know, is already a small-knit community, and the baseball family is even smaller. Tonight was an emotional night as hearts begin to heal. Folks gathered tonight at Rotary Park as they have so many nights before. Under the lights, there's normally cheers of a baseball game. But tonight, there were tears as 10-year-old Jamison Doyle was remembered by the president of the Sanger Baseball Association.
We offer our deepest condolences to Kevin, Lori, and Connor, the Quail Lake community, and to all those who love and knew J-Mo. We will be playing this upcoming season in honor of their family.
Words of comfort tonight from the mayor.
As a community, we come together. Not to blame, not to fight, but we come to heal.
Many gathered tonight attend Quail Lake Charter School, knowing Jamison as a classmate, a friend, and teammate on the baseball team. Parents heartbroken, knowing just how quickly this tragedy happened and knowing it could have happened to them.
We had practice the night before, and we were leaving same time just the day prior. So just, like the pastor said, only he knows why he took them. So just support, and we relate with our boys to the family. It was devastating. It was, because it could have been any one of our sons.
Yeah, we've crossed this road plenty of times, and the same thing we've always said, it needs to be more lit. And just overly paranoid. My husband tells me, but it's for the same reason. You'll see some cars. Sometimes I know there's speed bumps down there, but there's nothing right here for the stretch. And it's always been like just a scary road for us.
Tonight, in their grief, they left flowers on home base and even signed this baseball. The signatures you see here are from first responders, teammates, and friends. The baseball to be gifted to Jamison's family.
When we're such a small community, anything happens to any one of our kids, it's one of our own.
Jamison's funeral will be held next Saturday, March 23rd at Holy Spirit Catholic Church in Fresno. The service begins at 1 o'clock in the afternoon. A celebration of life luncheon will follow.
Much weaker wind across the valley today. We still had some stronger wind off and on in the Sierra, but that wind has weakened as well. High wind warning has expired, so we are in for a quieter weekend, although it is going to be a warmer weekend. Let's give you a look outside with our Table Mountain Sky Valley Cam network and show you a time lapse from our CBS 47 studio camera. A few clouds off and on throughout the day, but the second half of the day we certainly saw a lot of sunshine. 54 degrees outside right now, 51 Visalia, otherwise South Valley dropping through the 40s, and we have 49 degrees for those of you in Merced. Here's a look at the next 24 hours. I do expect lows tonight to drop down into the 40s. We'll be at 49 degrees at 8 o'clock tomorrow morning, 73 at 5 p.m. I will talk about temperatures climbing even into early next week in your pinpoint weather forecast coming up. First, we'll send it back to Brian.
Tonight, we are learning new details about body cameras for deputies and units of the Fresno County Sheriff's Office. CBS 47's Ben Morris sat down with Sheriff John Zanoni to talk about the benefits of the new technology.
In today's day and age, everybody has phones and all these devices. They want to see it to believe it. And I think that when you looked at a lot of the agencies around Fresno and Clovis and even in surrounding counties, we were behind.
Sheriff John Zanoni Friday speaking on the importance of his office's new 225 body-worn cameras purchased for $3 million. As of now, his office, which was one of the last sheriff's offices in the region without them, has deployed roughly a quarter of them so far. Cameras first going to units that experience the most contact with the public.
Going to be another tool for us to improve the level of service that we deliver, because we're going to get to see what our deputies are doing out there on a daily basis when they're having interactions with the public.
In addition to training, Sheriff Zanoni says the body cams will allow the public to see the day-to-day life of a deputy and will help in investigations. He tells us deputies will be required to activate their cameras at every call or traffic stop.
They will be turned on within, say, 10 seconds of exiting the vehicle and getting out on the call.
The sheriff adds that in ultra-sensitive cases, like in a deputy-involved shooting, the cameras will play a vital role.
I think the body camera will give individuals in our community or those individuals on a jury a great perspective of what that deputy was dealing with. This person is coming at me, they're attacking me, or if the deputy's being shot at, they can see that. And it gives them an understanding of why that deputy did what he or she did.
As for why it took so long to implement the new technology, the sheriff says resources were tied up elsewhere before a $430,000 grant was approved to help in the funding.
Do you want to hire more deputy sheriffs? Do you want to have deputies in the field to respond? Or are we going to spend money on things like body cameras? So that's why the grant was so key into our time frame of getting it now.
Zanoni says the plan as of now is to implement the rest of the cameras by the end of the year. His office is doing it in phases, roughly 25% at a time, to ensure training doesn't disrupt operations or patrols. Ben Morris, CBS 47 Eyewitness News.
A recent increase in violence in Fresno, several shootings tonight under investigation. Police are looking right now for the person who shot a teenage boy outside of a liquor store at California and Fresno streets this afternoon. Officers say its shot spotter system detected 20 shots fired outside of Wayne's liquor store around 2 o'clock this afternoon.
There were a group of teens hanging out at the store when a black sedan drove eastbound. A black male exited the vehicle, fired shots at the group, and then struck the victim.
Police say the teen was shot twice in the leg and is expected to be okay. Tonight, we are learning the name of the man shot and killed near Fresno State University last night. Police say this man, 31-year-old Joel Rueda, was shot at an apartment complex near Bulldog Lane. The shooting happened just before 11 o'clock last night. Investigators are interviewing those living at the apartment complex in search of witnesses and video.
We have determined Mr. Rueda was actually shot in a nearby apartment. We do not believe that this is a random act of violence. We do believe that this individual was targeted.
At the time of that call, police were handling another shooting investigation. It was at Dakota and Hughes Avenue. That is where 4 people were shot. Everyone who was shot survived. That shooting is just a half mile, by the way, from another shooting at Dakota and Tillman just last Friday. In the South Valley now, a memorial will be unveiled tomorrow for former Corcoran City Council member and educator Raymond Lerma. He died in 2020. A statue and plaques will be part of this new monument. It's at Gateway Park on Otis Avenue in Corcoran. The ceremony will be held at 11 o'clock tomorrow morning. A hillside mansion belonging to model and actress Cara Delevingne went up in flames today in Studio City.
It's so close.
Yeah, that fire broke out just before 4 o'clock this morning. Took nearly 100 firefighters to get those flames under control. Delavine was not home at the time. She is working in London.
All we know is it started towards the back of the home, but we have our arson investigators. We're on scene, and so they're going to make that cause determination.
A person in the house and a firefighter had to go to the hospital. It is believed that 2 cats died in the fire. Speed safety cameras have been approved to become a reality in 3 Bay Area cities. A bill was signed by Governor Gavin Newsom in the fall. The cameras will be placed in locations identified as high crash streets.
So San Francisco is joined with Oakland and San Jose up here in Northern California. And in Southern California, there are three cities.
Extensive research went into selecting 33 locations in San Francisco for these cameras. The program is expected to go online by this time next year. New at 11, what would you do if someone dumped 100 pounds of bread at your house? That is what happened in Henderson, Nevada. A casket supplier found all of this bread dumped in its bins this week. Turns out a driver for a grocery store chucked it instead of properly throwing it away. Now, because of methane gas and CO2 emissions from all of that bread, it was taken today to a special landfill. Today, eligible families can start applying online for a chance to receive $500 a month for 1 year as part of Fresno's Economic Opportunities Commission program. You have 2 months to apply. The deadline is May 15th. On Monday, there will be folks on hand to help you apply in person at the Huron Family Learning Center.
In order for eligible families to apply for this program, first, there's a couple things. They have to live in 2 zip codes. That's the 93706 or 93234 zip codes. They have to have a child under 5 or be pregnant, and they also have to meet the income requirements.
So lots of people want $500 a month for the next year, but all those requirements must be met. A total of just 150 households will be selected to receive that monthly income. For information to see if you qualify and to apply, all the information you need right now is on our website, yourcentralvalley.com. New at 11, North Dakota voters will decide in June whether to prevent people from running for Congress if they are old enough to turn 81 during their House or Senate term. The signatures to qualify the item for the ballot were certified today. Some legal scholars say an age limit for congressional seats would be unconstitutional and could lead to a challenge of a Supreme Court precedent that was held for decades. A special prosecutor in former President Donald Trump's election interference case in Georgia has resigned. Nathan Wade had been romantically involved with the Fulton County District Attorney. Willie James Inman has the latest from Washington.
The judge in former President Donald Trump's Georgia election interference trial ruled that either Fulton County District Attorney Fani Willis or Special Prosecutor Nathan Wade had to quit the case because the two had previously been involved in a romantic relationship. Hours later, Wade tendered his resignation. In a letter to Willis, he said he was exiting the case, quote, in the interest of democracy and dedication to the American public, and to move this case forward as quickly as possible.
It means the case goes from almost impossible going to trial before November to actually impossible to go to trial before November.
Former President Trump hailed the move on Truth Social, calling Wade a disgrace. Judge Scott McAfee did not find that the relationship amounted to a conflict of interest, but he did say the allegations created an appearance of impropriety.
Let's think about finding a juror that's never heard of and doesn't have an impression of the former president. Now we have an additional layer, which is ensuring that the jury can look not at Fani Willis and what they think of her, and not at the former president and what they personally think of him, but on the specific facts alleged and the applicable law here.
In another criminal case facing Trump, a New York judge issued a 30-day delay in the trial involving alleged falsified records and payments to adult film star Stormy Daniels. The delay comes after Trump's attorney said they only recently began receiving more than 100,000 pages of documents from a previous federal investigation. Willie James Inman, CBS News, Washington.
Coming up on Eyewitness News at 11, someone really wants this road repaired. You'll see how they use graffiti as part of a pothole protest in Sacramento. Plus, they are grinding toward a better tomorrow in Venice Beach. A blind skateboarder and another without legs have set some lofty goals. But first, here are the winning numbers for tonight's Powerball drawing worth $600 million. We'll see you right back here in about 60 seconds.
Watch CBS 47 March 28th at 9:30 p.m. for a special Eye on Egg, Central Valley growing season. Anthony Bailey focuses on the fertile land that feeds the world as he talks with the Fresno County Farm Bureau, visits Fresno State's Ag Education Program, discovers alternative methods for cultivating crops, and highlights advancements in ag innovation. It's a very special Eye on Egg, Central Valley growing season, on March 28th at 9:30 p.m. Sponsored by Aerofan and Davis Equipment.
I'm a political junkie. It is definitely my nature. It's the hard work of politics, of coming together to solve what seem to be insoluble problems. If you can bring together people with real expertise and you can ask questions in a tough but fair way, you might be able to crack that walnut open a little bit for folks so that they can demystify what's going on in Washington.
The Hill Sunday with Chris Starwalt. Sundays at 10 a.m. Eastern on News Nation.
Tonight on The Late Show, I'm joined by Jennifer Gardner and a dozen adorable puppies. Her rider is very specific.
Tonight on CBS.
Eyewitness News is brought to you in part by T-Mobile. CBS 47 Eyewitness News at 11 with Catherine Hurd, Brian Dorman, and Pinpoint Weather with Chief Meteorologist Lauren Was. On CBS 47 Eyewitness News.
This week, there was a pothole protest in West Sacramento. Someone apparently is really fed up with a rough road, and they spray painted these circles around every pothole that they could find for more than a mile. They left behind messages saying, "Fix potholes and I pay taxes." Even though the vandalism is illegal, many drivers say, "Hey, I support this."
The damage it does to your cars. I mean, I don't know how many times I've replaced that little sliver that sits up in the front underneath your bumper. You hear my car hit the bump.
Yeah, that little sliver under the car, if these potholes don't get that, the curb certainly does, doesn't it? Just takes parking your car one time and going too far to get rid of that thing. The city took notice, though, and went out and removed all the spray paint. But as for those potholes, the city says that it will take a couple of weeks to fix those up. A Southern California nonprofit group is pushing for more equality for adaptive skateboarders. That includes a spot in the Paralympics and Olympics. At first glance, you may not notice anything quote-unquote special about pro skateboarder Coco Atima as he goes through his moves there at Venice Beach. But Coco is blind, and he wants to bring more attention to adaptive skateboarding.
Someone out there may not know that this is an option for them until it gets put on a wider scale. And that will push them to realize, wait a second, I can do this.
The Poseidon Foundation, that is a nonprofit that is working to level the playing field for these athletes. Kanya Sesser was born without legs. In fact, she was even abandoned on the side of the road in Thailand.
Look where I am now. Like, I'm either dead or alive, and I chose life, and I am here just killing it.
They are pushing for equal prize money for pro competitions. They want to see adaptive athletes in the Olympics and Paralympics in Paris this year. Tomorrow, stock car racing arrives at the Madera Speedway. Pro late model drivers will be competing for the $5,000 cash prize. If you'd like to see who crosses the finish line first, tickets will be sold at the track ticket booth. The prices are listed right there on the side of the screen. All the fun begins tomorrow at 6 o'clock. Today, 3 South Valley organizations received a huge financial boost. It comes from Eagle Mountain Casino in Porterville in an effort to improve lives in the community.
We present a check, a donation check of $29,250 to each organization.
The Family Crisis Center received a check for its work with domestic violence and human trafficking victims. The Porterville Kiwanis Club was awarded for its community service, and Our Heroes' Dreams was honored for its work with our veterans. The money was raised from the casino's 22nd annual charity golf tournament. Still to come here on Eyewitness News at 11, the Fresno Irrigation District set to date for water deliveries to begin. That story right after your Pinpoint weather forecast.
And right now I do have your 4-day allergy forecast brought to you by Bob's Allergy. Your top pollens, alder, elm, and juniper. Medium high levels tomorrow, then up to high Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday. Weaker wind this weekend, but we are going to feel warmer temperatures. I'll talk about it in your Pinpoint weather forecast next.
The Valley cities are always growing, always changing. I'm going to find out what challenges these communities face and what's promising on the horizon. Watch Meeting with the Mayors Thursdays live on Eyewitness News.
Hi,
Hi, can I bring my friend to work out?
No.
Hey, this is better.
With the Planet Fitness Black Card, you can bring a friend for free anytime and enjoy access to the Black Card Spa. Join now for $1 down, $24.99 a month. Cancel anytime. Deal ends March 15th.
Hold on, I'm coming. You didn't tell me you were getting McDonald's.
Pair a $1.49 any size Coke with your breakfast favorites.
We mark every inch they grow and watch them outgrow, well, everything. But there's something else that can grow that we don't see. It's what doctors call toxic stress. It's how a child's body responds to difficult experiences, from harsh language to a painful loss. But there are steps parents can take to help. Learn 4 things you can do to overcome toxic stress at first5california.com.
Make your first move with battery power made by Steel. Right now, save $50 on select battery lawnmower sets. Real Steel. Find yours.
Hi, can I bring my friend to work out?
No.
Hey, this is better.
With the Planet Fitness Black Card, you can bring a friend for free anytime and enjoy access to the Black Card Spa. Join now for $1 down, $24.99 a month. Cancel anytime. Deal ends March 15th.
Men and women both face factors that can impede normal hair growth and trigger hair loss. Well-Rooted Hair and Scalp Clinic has helped thousands of happy patients address hair loss and scalp disorders. Book your free consultation and get your hair loss under control. Scan now for details.
Eyewitness News is brought to you in part by Valley-Wide Pest Control. Now, your CBS 47 pinpoint weather forecast.
Good evening and welcome back. I'm Chief Meteorologist Lauren Wallace. Temperatures this week overall warmer than last week, and we had several days where we were running above average. Average all week long in the upper 60s, in yellow, 67 degrees. So we started out this week close to 70, running above average, and then we felt temperatures drop back just a little bit Tuesday and Wednesday. Yesterday, we bumped things up to 70, and then we got even warmer today with a high of 71. We're going to keep that warming trend going this weekend, and we're going to really feel temperatures peak early next week. So we have several days of warmer temperatures on the way. 54 right now in Fresno, 51 Visalia, otherwise South Valley, you are down into the 40s. We have 49 if you are in Merced. Mariposa currently at 45 degrees. Last 12 hours, radar satellite loops, some passing clouds off and on throughout the day in the valley today. And then this afternoon, we started to see a few light, high elevation snow showers, mainly in our Tulare and Fresno County mountains. I expect to see just a few linger into tonight. But as we go through the weekend, I do expect to see some dry weather for everyone. So let's run you through your forecast starting at 11 o'clock this evening. Again, tonight will stay mostly clear. Temperatures overnight won't be quite as chilly as what we had the last couple of nights, where some of you in the valley were down into the 30s. So I expect everyone to stay in the 40s. That's 7 o'clock tomorrow morning. Let's take you through Saturday. We're going to keep seeing a lot of sunshine across the valley, and again, weaker wind. Here's 7 o'clock tomorrow evening. Saturday night's going to be a clear night. Here's the start of our Sunday, and then we end the weekend yet again seeing a lot of sunshine. And like I mentioned, warmer temperatures this weekend. We're talking mid-70s, and then by the time we get into early next week, more in terms of upper 70s. For tonight, if you're in Los Banos, 45 for your low, 74 tomorrow afternoon. Chowchilla 43 tonight. You'll top out at 72 degrees tomorrow. Fresno 47 tonight, 74 tomorrow. Selma 74 degrees on the way for you as well. In the South Valley, Hanford 43 for your low, 74 tomorrow afternoon. If you're in Tulare, 42 tonight. 74 tomorrow. In the foothills, Oakhurst 40 tonight, 66 tomorrow. North Fork, we have 68 on the way for your Saturday. Dunlap 42 tonight. You'll hit 70 tomorrow. Low 70s for those of you in Three Rivers. Let's take a look at some higher elevation numbers. 4,000 feet, lots of sunshine, mid-60s. 6,000 feet, right at 50 tomorrow afternoon. If you're going skiing, 8,000 feet, temperatures will be in the low 40s. Here's your extended forecast. So tomorrow, lots of sunshine, temperatures warm to 74. We'll repeat that on Sunday. Monday, we warm to 78. We'll stay there for your Tuesday. 77 Wednesday, we back off to 74 Thursday, and then Friday, a few clouds around. We'll be right at 70 degrees. In the Sierra tomorrow, I expect to see a few clouds. We'll be right at 50, low 50s Sunday, mid 50s for your Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. We drop to the low 50s Thursday, 40s Friday. Late in the day, we'll also see our next slight chance for a high elevation snow shower. So, Brian, we really have quiet weather on the way this week and pretty comfortable temperatures. It is warm for this time of the year, but I think it'll be nice to get outside, check out the wildflowers that we're seeing in the foothills.
It is going to be a perfect weekend.
Yes.
Yeah, all right, Lauren, thank you so much. Well, the Fresno Irrigation District will start scheduling water deliveries to ag customers beginning the 1st of April. It'll begin filling the canals later this month. The district says that it is too early to tell just how long the irrigation season will last, but predicts that it has enough water to extend irrigation deliveries until at least July. Coming up next in sports, the Fresno State football team began spring practice today. You'll hear from the Dogs as they continue preparation for the season. That is next in Sports Central.
Recently, my family and I moved to the Central Valley so we could afford a home. I live with my parents and I work full-time. I do help out at home, either with groceries or with certain bills. I have student loans. A lot goes into my gas expenses. My commute to work is 45 minutes. I spend a lot on that. John Duarte voted to raise costs on virtually everything. Groceries, utilities, and even my parents' health care. He even voted to make it harder to lower gas prices. I got a long drive to work. Tell John Duarte we can't afford higher costs.
Now through April 30th, get a fixed-rate mortgage loan at EECU for as low as 5.633% APR with no origination fee. Apply online today at myeecu.org. EECU is an equal housing lender.
At Manor Drug, your family's health is our top priority. We carry a wide range of durable medical equipment and fixtures to improve your quality of life. We'll take the time to ensure you buy the right product the first time. Manor Drug, your medical equipment experts.
There are trucks, and then there's the GMC Sierra. Available with the connected driving experience. And the world's first 6-function multi-pro tailgate. GMC Sierra. It's the truck. Or get 2.9% APR for 72 months on select Sierra 1500 models.
See your Central Valley GMC dealer today.
CBS 47 is on your side. Contact us for Eyewitness News Investigates.
Now YourCentralValley.com pros who know.
Increase the efficiency of your home's closets. We specialize in both walk-in and reach-in designs that fit your style and budget. Call now for a free design consultation.
For more expert advice, go to YourCentralValley.com/pros who know.
Imagine yourself in a new Toyota. Imagine all the slopes you'll conquer.
Sick.
Imagine all the sights you'll see. Wow. Whoa. Okay, how about you imagine dropping me off?
Get low 3.99% APR on Highlander. Or choose a low lease on the dynamic RAV4 and fuel-efficient RAV4 hybrid.
Ready, set, go get your Toyota today.
Toyota, let's go places.
Now, Sports Central, presented by Toyota.
The Fresno State football team began spring practice this morning. The Bulldogs return a veteran group with 14 starters. Head coach Jeff Tedford ready to go this morning at Valley Children's Stadium. The Bulldogs QB Mikey Keene still wearing a brace to support that left ankle. The Dogs have 11 mid-year newcomers who joined the program in the spring semester, including USC transfer Corey Foreman. Fresno State opens the 2024 season in 169 days against the reigning national champions in Michigan. Expectations are high for the Bulldogs this upcoming season with an experienced group. Guys are vying for spots, and spring ball gives them an opportunity to separate themselves. Head coach Jeff Tedford says this team is motivated and ready to go.
We've had a really good off-season. Winter workouts were great. Guys worked really hard and worked really well together. We got a lot to clean up, obviously. That's what spring football's for. Try to get a lot of guys into the rotation, you know, and learn who can work up the depth chart. So good first day, though.
It was good, you know, felt great. I felt everything felt smooth, you know, I feel good. My body feels good. I feel offense doing good, you know. I'm just excited for this spring and what's coming next.
It feels the same in terms of like team camaraderie.
but it's definitely different for me, I would say, and some of the other guys because we're seniors, so, you know, like last ride type, so we want to make it memorable for sure.
Fresno State's Pro Day is on Monday. Yesterday, Sac State hosted its Pro Day, and Fresno native and Bullard graduate Marcus Fulcher took part in skill drills. He led the Hornets last season in rushing yards despite only playing in 9 of 13 games. Now he's hoping to impress scouts at the next level.
Probably my versatility, so that I can catch, run the ball. I can probably do whatever they ask. You know, catch punts, special teams. I can go block somebody. Just do whatever they need, I can do. I feel like I did good. I feel like I showed all my skill sets and tools I can use. But overall, I feel like it was a solid day.
Bulldog baseball off to a 12-4 start to the year, facing Mountain West foe San Jose State. Rocco Pepe drills it out to center field. It bounces off of the wall, clearing the bases for a 2-out double. Dogs on top, 2-zip. Now next batter, it's Tommy Hopfe. He blasts it down the left field line. Rocco Pepe hustles home from second. Bulldogs pile it on to beat San Jose State 9-6. The Diamond Dogs are now on a 5-game win streak. And that's going to do it for sports. Brian, back to you.
Angelique, thank you so much. Still to come here on Eyewitness News at 11 on this Friday night. The St. Patrick's Day celebrations already underway at one spot downtown Fresno. That story coming up next.
We're all hoping tomorrow will be better than today. My name is Bree Crowell, and we're working to build a safer energy system that's more reliable and more affordable in the long run for every Californian. Whether it's stronger poles that can withstand extreme weather, undergrounding lines to prevent wildfires, or installing powerful new technologies to spot problems faster. Our PG&E team knows every connection matters, and we take pride in the things we do. That's why we're proud to help build a better future for our hometowns and yours.
It's Ford Truck Month, and we're celebrating 47 years as the best-selling trucks in America with special once-a-year offers on Ford F-Series, including the new 2024 Ford F-150 and Ford Super Duty, the North American Truck of the Year. It's time to celebrate America. This is Ford Truck Month. Right now, get a 2023 Ford F-150 at 1.9% APR for 72 months, only at your California Ford dealers.
We got that cheesy kind of love. Yeah, you're making me melt. Don't want nobody else. We got that cheesy kind of love. We got that cheesy kind of love. You know.
Rally's new sourdough double melt. Double the beef, double the cheese. All on sourdough, you know? Now just $3.99.
We got that cheesy kind of love.
Cheesy love, only $3.99.
Hi, this is Dean Rogers with Home Helpers Group. Do you have a home that's costing you too much time and money? Maybe you have equity in a home that you want to get out, or inherited a home you're not sure what to do with, or own an unwanted rental. For over a decade, we've been the quickest solution to selling your home as is, with no fees, no commissions, no hassle. If you're even thinking of selling your home, give us a call for a free cash offer at 559-888-5100.
Home Helpers Group, getting you cash in days.
At Fresno Buick GMC, our journey begins with you, the heart of our community. We're more than just a dealership. We're a family. From the moment you step onto our lot to every mile you travel in your new vehicle, we're with you, ensuring your experience is exceptional. Proudly serving Fresno for years, we believe in building lasting relationships. Join our family and experience the difference. Fresno Buick GMC. We are professional grade.
Coming up on The Late Show with Stephen Colbert, tonight's guests are RuPaul and author and historian Yuval Noah Harari. With St. Patrick's Day Sunday, the Rec Room downtown Fresno is celebrating all weekend long, starting tonight. There's folks you know, they're right now at the pub, taking in all of the specially stocked up kegs of Guinness, green beer, and green tea shooters. Maybe I'll join them in about 20 minutes. Some community members say that it is events like this that bring everyone together for a fun celebration.
It's just creating a cool vibe down here in downtown Fresno. We want to help grow and expand the brewery district and downtown in general. So to be able to offer these specials and bring people down here to collaborate and just have a great time is what the brewery district's all about.
All weekend, they are offering a Jameson Guinness shot pint combo for just $10 with a limit of 2 per customer each day. Probably good reason for that. All right, last look at the weather for the holiday weekend.
All right, it's going to be comfortable if you will be outside. We're going to be in the mid-70s. We'll see plenty of sunshine. Warmer Monday and Tuesday in the upper 70s. Wednesday, 77. We start dropping back a little bit after that, but we'll stick with the 70s through next Friday. Keep in mind the average high this time of the year, upper 60s. In the Sierra, we're going to be warming into the 50s as we go through about the next 7 days, really until Friday. We'll drop to the 40s with our next slight chance of snow.
All right, cheers to the weekend. That will do it for this edition of Eyewitness News at 11. The Late Show with Stephen Colbert is up next. Have a great holiday weekend. We'll catch you on Monday.
Ford Explorer, available with push-button fold-flat third row and seating for up to 7. Because when we are unidos, we are stronger. Right now, get a 2023 Ford Explorer with 0% APR plus $750 open bonus cash only at your California Ford dealer.
Business can happen virtually anywhere, but there's nothing like being there. At National, you can skip the counter and choose any car in the aisle. Even manage your rental right from the app. So you can give some quality time to a quality cause. Swing by to see one more customer and really get down to business. Go National. Go like a pro.
I'm a political junkie. It is definitely my nature. It's the hard work of politics, of coming together to solve what seem to be insoluble problems. If you can bring together people with real expertise and you can ask questions in a tough but fair way, you might be able to crack that walnut open a little bit for folks so that they can demystify what's going on in Washington.
The Hill Sunday with Chris Starwalt. Sundays at 10 a.m. Eastern on News Nation.
Ford Explorer, available with push-button fold-flat third row and seating for up to 7. Because when we are unidos, we are stronger. Right now, get a 2023 Ford Explorer with 0% APR plus $750 open bonus cash only at your California Ford dealer.
I'm Brian Dorman. You're watching CBS 47.
According to a new report, Trump's White House was awash in speed and Xanax. Sources say that the White House medical unit was like the Wild West, and staffers often had easy access to powerful stimulants and sedatives with little oversight.
But this isn't the first time the White House has been awash in drugs.
Because people have got to know whether or not their president's on crack. Well, I'm not on crack. I'm on Percocet. Get in here, Pat. I want to get funky.
Mr. Gorbachev, I can see sounds. Read my lips. I'm on ketamine.
It's The Late Show with Stephen Colbert. Tonight, bar none. Plus, Stephen welcomes RuPaul and Yuval Noah Harari. Featuring Louis Cato and The Late Show Band. And now, live on tape from the Ed Sullivan Theater in New York City, it's Stephen Colbert.
Thank you very much. Welcome down here, up there, all around the world to The Late Show. I'm your host, Stephen Colbert. The big story. The big story today is the Supreme Court once again shoving their gavels up the election. Longtime viewers of America will remember that Colorado kicked Trump off the ballot because of the whole launching a violent coup so he could stay in office, violating the 14th Amendment's insurrection clause. Well, today, the Supreme Court said Trump can stay on all state ballots in a unanimous ruling. A ruling, I agree. It is a ruling that I will remind you no one has to follow because last week I declared the Supreme Court unconstitutional. So, you're getting that right? Fact check me on that one. I did that, right? Yeah, you did that. So states, feel free to kick them off your ballot. Tell them Colbert says it's okay. I got your back. You're dealing with me now. That was just the Constitution. You're dealing with me now. Now, the justices claim that since different states have different standards for what would qualify as insurrection, conflicting state outcomes would lead to chaos. Yes, the Supreme Court knows you can't just let states decide who goes on their ballots. States are too busy deciding that life begins in the freezer section, next to the pearl onions. Now, you know,